What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Gakis, and today, with the new weekly reset hitting Destiny 2, we enter into the second week that the Ghosts of the Deep is the current featured dungeon in the Rite of the Nine event, which means it is the Omega Loot Extravaganza week, or at least that's what people think. Now, this is because when Bungie took so much flack from the community about the 3-week rotation, they changed it to a 2-week rotation for each dungeon, and then said the second week these dungeons are available, the loot will be significantly increased. And this video is going to serve as kind of a situation report on that. How much better is the loot? Now, there was also a loot boost for the second week of Spire of the Watcher, but it came later in the week, so people weren't able to take full advantage of it. And it's also Spire, and no one's grinding that. So with Ghosts of the Deep and the quality of loot it offers, things are a lot more juicy. Now, in the background gameplay, you're gonna see me doing the super easy adept farming strat for Ghosts of the Deep. I've already done a video on it linked right up above if you wanna know exactly how it works and some recommendations to make your farm go faster. But this gives me a very good point of reference because I was doing this last week, and now I'm doing this week. How much better is the loot? Now, something important to mention, the first thing you're going to notice when you log in is this pop-up saying there's more quests at the Emissary, including a quest for a dungeon exotic. Another one? That's crazy. But then you're going to go to the Emissary and see, actually there's one quest available just for a Holofoil Greasy Luck. So what this likely is just the same exotic quest that we had previously, where you could get a guaranteed dungeon exotic or the Galahorn Catalyst, and if you already did that, it's just not available. But if anyone missed that quest for whatever reason, it's like available again. I don't know why it's saying it in the pop-up, but there you go. Now, importantly, we are still on the ultimatum difficulty like we were last week, and the first thing you're probably gonna notice is that you randomly get adept weapons. As you can see right here, I am nowhere near the final chest. I just kill some enemies and boom, I get an adept weapon drop. So already, you know, if you're farming before versus if you're farming now, you are getting more adept weapons. Now, in terms of the random drops, they seem to always have one row of perks, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. Now, the next thing you're going to notice that it was not happening before is you will get actual drops of the nonary manifolds again randomly. So you're going to see right here, I'm just going through, killing some enemies, and then boom, I get 4 nonary manifold. And this is just going to, again, overall increase the amount of currency you are getting. However, both of those things are going to happen when you're in the process of completing your run. Has anything changed when you do complete your run? Does anything different come out of those final reward chests? Well, as you can see right here, we defeat the boss, we open the chest, and boom, I get my adept dungeon weapon and 2 rewards of nonary manifolds. So great, they've doubled the nonary manifolds? Well, not exactly. As you can see right here, this is footage from last week, and I get the same 2 nonary manifold rewards. So you will not actually get an increase of loot from the reward chests. It really only impacts when you kill enemies. Like, you have those random chances for adept weapons and nonary manifolds to pop up, guys. Now, I will say there is one impact on the final reward chest, and it is, or at least according to Bungie it is, the increase in a chance for a holofoil drop. And as you can see right here, I did end up getting a holofoil Cold Comfort. Now, my other teammate I was playing with got 3 holofoil drops throughout this entire thing. So that's a lot. We were grinding for about, an hour and a half, nothing crazy. So 3 holofoils in an hour and a half is crazy. But my other teammate got 0. And again, I got 1. So what does that tell you? Well, obviously the sample size is not great out of 3 people, but you know, it's one of those things where doubling 1% is still not a very good chance to get something. So it's really going to depend on how much Bungie actually increased the chances to get holofoils. But again, according to them, there is a notable increased chance. So if you are hunting holofoils, this second week is definitely the week to do it. So overall, guys, in my opinion, if you are doing this particular farm that I am doing, I think it is well worth grinding this week, because this was already a crazy efficient way and easy way to get adept dungeon weapons. And now you're getting even more. Like, you are just guaranteed to eventually get a random drop off an enemy that you wouldn't get previously, right? And even though, again, they don't have the double perks, which is the one downside of this farm, the increased chance for holofoils should kind of help with that, right? And if you do get a holofoil out of the chest, it's going to be an adept holofoil because it's always replacing an adept weapon drop if you are on ultimatum difficulty. So if you do luck out and get a holofoil, you don't have to worry about it being a non-adept holofoil, or at least that's been my experience. So there it is, guys. Overall, if you were maybe holding out, farming the Ghost of the Deep dungeon, this is the week to do it. Now, there will be one more like super loot boosted week when it is rotating, like all 3 dungeons are available and 1 dungeon will be featured each week. And then in the very last week of the Rite of the Nine, there's another like Lootapalooza week where chances to get drops will be increased as well. However, I don't think Bungie said that, oh, during the Lootapalooza week, it's like way more chances. They just said like all 3 dungeons are available. So it should be about this exact chance to get loot in the game right now. Like, everything you're getting right now is going to be at its very best, at least based on the information I'm seeing. So no reason to wait until the final week of the event or something like that if you can do it now. But hey, what do you guys think? Like, is this enough extra loot to entice you to start farming if you weren't farming previously? Do you think that instead of relying on RNG and just getting random extra loot pieces from enemies, you should instead get just double drops from chests? Like, that to me is what's surprising. They already have double Nightfall loot, and you just get the extra reward upon completion. Having random pop-ups based on RNG is a very unusual way that Bungie has increased the drop rates here. They don't usually do that. Again, I'd love to know what you guys think about all this. Let me know in the comment section down below. Personally, I really like the extra adept drops, but I feel like the random manifolds are just useless. You get 4, that's basically nothing. Okay, if I farm for 8 hours, maybe I can convert that into an extra weapon or 2, but it just seems like that is not enough. Anyways, guys, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCactus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.